Listen up, America. You already know who it is. It's your 38th president, Gerald Ford. Look, there's been a lot of talk these days about, is Trump the new Nixon? Is Biden the new Carter? What about me? And so, on this, America's Summerson, Sester, it was sesquit. That's a really hard word. America's 250th anniversary. I thought that I'd take this moment to remind you that your old pal Jerry still has a few things to say about these United States. And for those of you rushing to Google right now to see if I'm still alive, I'm not. I died in 2006. Get over it, snowflake. You know, I actually presided over America's bicentennial back in 1976. And that was before it was even cool to be bi, so 1976. It seems so long ago, and also it doesn't, because my parents are gonna watch this and I don't want them to feel old. Anyways, that stumble when I came in, that was on purpose. I learned how to do that in my clown class, if you can believe it. Clown's kind of having a moment right now. If you believe the New York Times, which, hey, you shouldn't. But I thought I would start that way because that's what you guys came here to see. Right? No, because that's what I'm famous for, like bumbling around, falling. Because Chevy Chase on SNL, he was Cornelius to those of us who knew him, which I didn't. He made you believe that I was a klutz, like. Oh. You know what? Let's set the record straight, okay? I gently bumped into a flag, an American flag, one effing time. And Chevy Chase convinced you all that I was some sort of klutz. The klutz in chief, they called me. And I'm not even Jewish. You know what sucks? When Chevy Chase played me on SNL, they didn't even give him any makeup. They didn't give him a wig. Which, like, are you kidding me? This is low-hanging fruit. Okay, look, Gerald Ford looks like your stepdad who still thinks an MBA is worth it. See how easy that was? That was low-hanging fruit, okay? Low-hanging fruit. I gave you that one for free. Have it. And hey, I can appreciate the whole suspension of disbelief thing. That's theater. That's what Cats did. But do you really think that Lorne Michaels set out to challenge the nation dramaturgically? SNL? You are no Cats. But hey, the Chevy stuff, that didn't even bother me. At all. Okay? Look, I loved him in Fletch. Fletch Lives, not so much. But I think he would agree with me. Okay, the Dana Carvey stuff in 1996, when they had him giving fake eulogies on TV.
Tragedy today as former President Gerald Ford was eaten by wolves. He was delicious.
This was 10 years before I actually died. I think that if we traced all of the vitriol in American politics today back to one point, we could trace it back to then, if you listen to me, which, hey, you should. But like I said, I did not care about that. At all. Okay? Look, I was sitting pretty, getting kickbacks from every oil company that was splooging into the ocean during the Gulf War to give a rat's ass about what an old lady drag said about me. And hey, do not get it twisted about my view on drag queens. I'm all for Dana living her truth. Look, no one was more upset when Katya lost season 7 of Drag Race, okay? Did you even see her lip sync? She was robbed. But hey, she's got the Bald and Beautiful now. Oh, and also, that's a little internet show for all you kids at home. Besides, what are you gonna do? Cancel me? I'm dead. Anyways, on the whole gay thing, I was socially liberal compared to Reagan. Oh, you know him? Oh, you know Mr. Ronald Reagan? You mean Mr. ignored the AIDS crisis for 7 years? Yeah. And yeah. I was kind of Mother Teresa compared to him, right? Let's think about this. The social issues that I cared about. Protecting Social Security. Ever heard of it? Laws against child labor. What was the other? How about not killing homeless people? Yeah, I know. Real hippie nonsense, which is funny, right? Because I'm the guy who pardoned Nixon. Yeah. It's about time I said the N-word. That's the big, jowly elephant in the room. Okay. You want to hear my defense of the single most defining moment of my presidency, pardoning Richard Nixon?
Yeah!
Well, let me put it this way. I dare you to name which presidents were president during the 1970s. Actually, okay, wait, let me put it this way. Who was president when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon? Ready? 1, 2, 3. You said Kennedy! You said Kennedy! It was Nixon! It was Nixon! Nixon was president in 1969 when we landed on the moon! Watch X-Men Days of Future Past! Can you believe it? Nixon was the moon president! The moon president! Oh, he had a whole speech. Oh, he had a whole speech written up in case they died. In case they died on the moon. He had a whole bunch of Nixon-y words, which, knowing Nixon, which I did, I was his vice president for like a few months. Shut up. Hey, shut up. It was probably super anti-Semitic. Hey. And now, the Nixon Presidential Library in Yorba Linda, California, which I have legitimately been to with my best friend. They post fan camps of Richard Milhouse Nixon on Instagram, and people eat it up. They eat it up. They love it. They love the Nixon edits. The vice president, the sitting vice president, has talked about these fan camps, and I want to know. Where are my fan cams? Where are my fan cams? What do I have to do? I will show Feit. As President Gerald Ford, 38th President of the United States. I will show Feit. Camera 3, pan down. Ooh, yeah. All right, back to my original point, which is this. Are you really gonna blame me for pardoning the guy who was president when we landed on the moon? It's the moon. Like, sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? I did it because of, I was gonna say moral reasons, but that feels dishonest. Can I say political reasons? Electoral reasons? Because that backfired. And you may know this, I lost really badly in the 1976 election. And then that, oh shucks, good old ball peanut farmer had to come in and ruin everything. You know, for a peanut farmer, he had a huge penis. Like a huge hog. I can say that because we were friends. Not in 1976, but later, when he was in office, we were pals. We were buddies. Don't look that up. It's probably not true. Get this. He called me the night of his inauguration. He called me. He said, "Hey, Jerry, how's it going?" And I said, "Who is this?" And he said, "It's Jimmy Carter. The operator should have told you that the president was calling." And I said, "Wait a second, Nixon is president." And he said, "No, Nixon hasn't been president in 2.5 years. You were the president." And I said, "Wow, has it really been that long?" And he said, "Jerry, you presided over the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression." And I said, "Did I do that?" You know, like Urkel. And he said, "Oh, good grief, man." And I said, "All right, keep it brief, Jack. I'm on the 17th hole and I'm about to break 180. And he said, 180 is not a good golf score. Also, are you golfing at night? Anyways, to cut a short story long, I said, "What do you want, Johnny?" It's Jimmy. Either way, it was super exciting to be on the Tonight Show. He said, "Man, this being president stuff is pretty heavy." And I said, "Look, kid, you gotta put your back into it." Is that like a metaphor? I guess so. Really, the whole point of me being here is to say that, look, Being president is really hard. Or maybe it's really easy. I don't know. I was never even elected. Did you know that? I'm the only US president who never got elected to the White House. Which, hey, feels bad, but is also maybe kind of cool. But my point is this. Why did Hamilton have a musical written about him? He was never president. He is on the $10 bill. I was president for 2.5 years, which, hey, doesn't sound that long. Does it? But seriously, not a single theater kid wanted to write fan fiction about me? Be for real. You guys deserve Trump.